Hi, my name is Elizabeth Shannon. I use she, her pronouns. I'm from Frederick, Maryland, and I'm currently a freshman at Marymount Manhattan College. I'm double majoring in acting and playwriting. Well, I'm always looking to advance my work, and I really thought that Young Playwrights in Progress, clearly just by the name of the program, centered young voices and tried to encourage them. And that's really, really important for me, obviously, as a young person and as a young writer. I had looked at some of the work that Young Playwrights in Progress did the previous year, and I just thought that it was a really good developmental program, and it seemed like a really encouraging and positive space, and I wanted to be a part of that. Well, obviously, I would love to have my work, produced as many places as possible. I really believe that playwriting and art is specifically connected to activism, and so I really like to write plays that deal with social issues or injustices that I'm really passionate about. And so that can maybe show a new perspective to an audience or further a dialogue and hopefully create change about those issues. Yeah, so Mama Bushwick is Dead focuses on 5 siblings who are coming together to clean out their recently deceased mother's house. And all of the siblings are processing the death of their mother in different ways, and 2 of them specifically are having an argument about who should give the eulogy at their mother's funeral, because one of the siblings wants to give a very positive eulogy and the other one wants to give what she calls a more realistic eulogy. And so it focuses on how the dead and recently deceased are perceived, and how we should reflect on them and look at all the wonderful things they did, but also the not so wonderful things they did. I really like this story. First of all, it challenged me to look at characters who were of a different age than I was. A lot of my plays are centered on teenagers, and all these characters are in their 40s to 60s, so that was a really good challenge for me. I also thought that this play was really good at looking at how different people deal with grief and how grief can bring people together, but also create tensions between them. And I really liked the first draft that I had, but I definitely thought that there were more things to be said and more things I could develop, and I didn't quite have the vocabulary or guidance to do that. And so I wanted to work with this program and develop this play specifically so I could dig deeper into the relationships between the characters, so I could expand it even more and serve the message of the play even more. Yeah, it was, anytime I hear any of my work read aloud, but especially a play like this that's longer and also very emotional, it can be scary and nerve-wracking to hear your work read. But so I definitely did feel that, but it was also a really good environment, and I could tell that the actors were really supportive, and so although I was really nervous at the beginning, by the end I definitely just felt that support and had so many good ideas for things I wanted to change or develop even more. So that it was much more positive even than I thought it would be. I don't know if I had a lot of initial expectations. I have done a lot of readings for other plays, and a lot of the times, they're all very different in terms of how the room feels, and just how it's done over Zoom. So I was ready for a lot of things, but I do, like I said, I hate hearing my work read. A lot of times I turn my volume down as low as I possibly can. So I was kind of expecting myself to have that same reaction, and it wasn't nearly like as strong this time. And I was able to like focus much more and be an active listener much more. It's been amazing. I always talk to my mom after the meetings, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, I had such a good time. I learned so much. I always get, nervous sometimes just before Zoom meetings, but the environment is so good and so welcoming. I really, really like how we record our meetings, so I don't have to focus on like taking notes during it, and I can go back and watch everything. That had always been kind of difficult for me. In other Zoom meetings, when I'm getting feedback on plays and I'm so focused on writing down exactly what the person said, and then I'm not present, and then I'm getting confused. So I really, really like how we record the meetings, so I can really be present and ask questions I have, and then go back and get word for word the feedback. And it's just been an amazing experience. I've gotten so many good things to develop in this play, and also just to take with me as a writer in general. And I have just felt so like supported, and like my voice is heard, and like Kita and Farah are so invested in the play and in my progress. And so it's just an amazing environment.